Now at 5, this week's house fire in Parsons turns fatal after a mother and child both die from their injuries.
President Biden speaks about the importance of democracy at one of the most pivotal sites during World War II. I'm Willie James Inman in Washington with the details.
And with a number of storms and heavy rainfall over the past months, farmers expressed concerns about possible issues with their wheat crop.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The mother and one of the children involved in a Parsons, Kansas house fire Wednesday have died from their injuries. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Tanya Bach. Parsons Police Department today announced Kristen Vargas, the mother of the 4 children, died this morning in the hospital. One of her daughters, an 18-month-old infant, died in the hospital yesterday. 2 other children, a 7-month-old and a 4-year-old, are still receiving treatment in the hospital. The 4th child, a 6-year-old, has been placed with a relative. Police arrested another resident of the home, Jack Melton, at the scene on a charge unrelated from the fire. Officials are still investigating the fire. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at storms moving in tonight.
Well, we do have some storms moving in tonight, but right now and throughout the day, earlier today, we were pretty warm. Temperatures got up to nearly 90 degrees. Winds are gusting up to about 20-25 miles per hour. As you can see, we're still pretty warm. 90 in Oswego, 89 in Parsons, 90 in Independence. So we got pretty warm today. I know we've kind of been teetering the line between 80s and 90s, but now we finally broke that. Now, we do have a marginal risk for severe weather tonight, mostly for our central to northern counties. We already have some storms starting to push in, although right now, not a severe threat with any of these. So we move into the overnight hours after midnight. That's where we're going to see that next round of storms with the severe threat. But as of right now, we're looking pretty good. I'll have more details in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, this week, many area farmers are starting their wheat harvest, but periods of heavy rainfall this year are raising concerns about the quality of this year's crop. As farmers work through their fields, they're looking to see how their crops have been impacted. Farmers and local co-ops say they're hoping to see fewer heavy amounts of rain the rest of the harvest season.
The 6 weeks of wet that we've had have delayed a lot of field operations that we needed to do, and have caused some lodging in this wheat that wouldn't have normally happened, and have affected the quality of the wheat, the final product as well.
According to our KOAM Skywatch weather team, southeast Kansas is straddling drought conditions dependent on rainfall within the next few weeks. In France today, President Biden paid tribute to U.S. Army Rangers who scaled 100-foot cliffs to turn the tide of World War II. He also compared fighting Hitler then to fighting Russian President Vladimir Putin now. Willie James Inman has more.
President Biden arrived on the promontory point between Utah and Omaha beaches in France, where tens of thousands of American troops landed 80 years ago this week. Army Rangers then scaled the 100-foot cliffs while under fire from the German army.
When the Nazis cut the ropes, the Rangers used their hands. And inch by inch, foot by foot, yard by yard, the Rangers literally clawed their way up this mighty precipice.
In a speech on democracy, the president connected D-Day to supporting Ukraine's fight for freedom.
They stood against Hitler's aggression. Does anyone doubt that they would want America to stand up against Putin's aggression here in Europe today?
Earlier in the day, the president met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and publicly apologized for the congressional holdup of $61 billion of American military aid. Mr. Biden pledged continued U.S. support and announced another $225 million package.
President Biden returns to Washington late Sunday after laying a wreath at a French cemetery for Americans killed during World War I. The president will make his first state visit to France on Saturday.
President Emmanuel Macron will host the president and first lady. They'll be officially welcomed at the Arc de Triomphe. They'll parade along the Champs-Élysées and attend a state dinner at the French president's palace. Thursday, Macron announced plans to send warplanes to Ukraine, and Friday, Zelensky met with French government officials. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
The State Department says the new aid package to Ukraine includes air defense interceptors, artillery systems and munitions, armored vehicles, and anti-tank weapons. Well, still ahead, a maternal mobile unit.
Healthcare that's meeting pregnant women where they need it. I'm Natalie Brand with a look at how this mobile unit is filling a critical healthcare gap for moms and babies.
And also in Health Watch, the dangers linked to artificial sweeteners. Topping today's Health Watch, could your sugar-free sweetener increase your risk of heart attack and stroke? The new research from the Cleveland Clinic says yes. The study analyzed more than 3,000 patients and found that high levels of xylitol in the blood increase the risk of cardiovascular events. Researchers hope their findings will lead to better scrutiny of artificial sweeteners, especially as they continue to be recommended to battle obesity and diabetes. Well, calls for severe poisonings are up at poison centers around the country. Researchers at UVA School of Medicine looked at 33 million poisoning cases between 2007 and 2021. They found intentional deadly exposures increased more than 200%. For children, the rate jumped by 77%. Researchers say the increase may be linked to the growing mental health crisis and the rise of opioid use. And despite being considered generally healthy, young athletes are not immune to heart disease. A new study from UCLA on hundreds of athletes shows more than 40% of teens had pre-hypertension or hypertension. Male athletes and those in multiple sports were at higher risk. Researchers say training routines, diet, and body size could be contributing factors. Many countries in the U.S. do not have hospitals with OB services for expecting moms. To try to bridge the gap, the March of Dimes is rolling out mobile units with ultrasound technology in cities lacking care and to help women lacking insurance. Natalie Brand has more.
I'm just going to fix the bed for you, okay?
Certified nurse midwife Billy Hamilton Powell is reaching women who might otherwise go without checkups or ultrasounds.
3 more weeks and we'll do another ultrasound.
Serving communities lacking maternal health care.
We'll have to wait a little bit.
Inside this mobile doctor's office.
During pregnancy, it's important to go to the doctor. They'll be able to detect any abnormality.
Jennifer Elaribe, who doesn't currently have insurance, worried about finding prenatal care until learning of this service.
I just want to appreciate what they're doing.
March of Dimes helped launch the mobile health centers together with providers in local communities, targeting places that need the support.
We know that women who don't get prenatal care are 3 to 4 times more likely to die.
Dr. Elizabeth Chareau says that care can be life-saving, especially in the 1/3 of U.S. counties considered maternity care deserts.
That's a county where you cannot get care, and South Dakota, you're driving 150 miles. Can you imagine for one prenatal visit?
Urban settings are also affected, such as here in Prince George's County, Maryland, just outside of D.C.
If a mom gets prenatal care, I could save her from having problems with her diabetes, with her hypertension, with a preterm labor.
Hamilton Powell says health outcomes are improving, and hospitals and patients are also saving money.
I don't want a woman to have to worry about, am I going to pay my rent or am I going to pay my deductible or not to get my prenatal care. This is going to solve that problem.
A solution that sets up moms and babies for success. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Prince George's County, Maryland.
The mobile units can even provide infant care resources and checkups as well as women's annual well checks. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, millions of Americans across a large portion of the Southwest are under heat advisories today. We'll take you there.
And we do have some storms rolling in tonight. I'll talk about that right after the break. Well, overall, it's been a pretty decent day. Warm, but we do have some storms moving in. Let's go ahead and take a look outside. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. A little cloudy out there. We do have those clouds starting to increase as we get a little bit later into the evening because we do have those storms coming in a little bit later. Right now, a few showers have already started to push in. Chanute, Erie, Girard, Pittsburgh getting some rain. Independence. We're also going to have another round after midnight. So the storms that are rolling in right now, just some showers. We're not expecting any severe threat with these, but if you look a little bit past that, we've got a few supercells firing up, still a ways out. Those are going to be moving into the area after about 1 a.m. and we can start to see skyrockets over 40%, nearly 60% from 1 to 4 a.m. Drops down a little bit, 5 to 7 a.m. down to less than 40%. So we'll have a few scattered showers a little bit earlier into the morning on Saturday. And then the rest of the day is going to look pretty good. Still a chance for a couple of showers, but overall not too bad. We do have that marginal risk for storms today in central counties, northern counties, and then a low risk if you're south or southeast of Joplin, so Miami, Manette, Grove, Bentonville as well. Tomorrow night, we've got another round of storms coming in, although those are going to be a low risk for all of our counties. Still could increase as we get into the day on Saturday, but for right now, it's going to look pretty good. So we've got those storms Saturday night, high of 89 degrees, so nearly 90 again tomorrow. Now it changes a little bit. We've got that cold front moving through Saturday night. So then Sunday, temperatures drop down to the 70s, and it's going to start the week off in the mid 70s across the region. A few more scattered showers continue on to Sunday and through Monday as well. So we got scattered thunderstorms in the morning Saturday and overnight. That's where we're going to see that cold front move through, and then still a little bit of a rainy Sunday. We'll go ahead and take a look at that future track. So these are the showers that are pushing through right now. We see them quickly move off to the east. Then the rest of the evening looking pretty good, clear. Clouds roll in, and then we've got that line of storms pushing in again. This is about 1:30 in the morning. Likely not going to see a super severe threat with these storms. We can see that severe block of rain moving to Kansas City, maybe hitting our northern counties, so Nevada getting hit, Yates Center. But if you're south of Pittsburgh at the Joplin Metro, we're going to get some rain, maybe some thunderstorms, but not a severe threat. And if we do, it's going to be hail up to about quarter sized and wind gusts up to 25-30 miles per hour. So not the type of severe storms that we've been seeing for the past few weeks. Still might be a little scary, might be a little loud, and see some lightning as well. Those push off, so about 3 a.m., 4 a.m., still a few more showers, maybe some heavier rainfall until 6 a.m. Scattered showers continue through the day on Saturday, just a few here and there, and cloudy as well. And then we've got that second wind on Saturday night of that cold front passing through, and you can see those are going to be stronger, still likely not as severe as what we've seen the last couple of weeks, but stronger. And then those temperatures do drop for the next several days after that. We've got temperatures in the 70s all the way through Tuesday. We start to warm back up, and then we see it's clearing up. We've got another chance of rain next Saturday, but overall I think we're really close to being out of severe weather season.
Yeah, we are. It's not a bad forecast either. We need the rain, like we talked earlier. We're straddling on that drought rate.
And there is, with these storms, I mean, you know, hail quarter size, but also, you know, flooding, which is good for the area because we do still need that rainfall.
Just no hail on any of the wheat fields that haven't been cut.
Okay, I'll try and make that happen.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Well, the National Weather Service says the first major heat wave of the year is already toppling records. Las Vegas hit 112 degrees on Thursday, breaking a record for the earliest such a high temperature has been recorded there. The city is expected to tie another record today. Albuquerque and Klamath Falls, Oregon are also expected to tie record highs. The city of Los Angeles' chief heat officer says people should take measures to protect themselves from heat-related illness.
I want to caution people to please stay in the shade, drink extra water. These summers are much hotter. I heard that the folks in Vegas just shrug it off. They shouldn't, especially outdoor workers.
In Phoenix, first responders demonstrated how cooling bags filled with ice can quickly drop the body temperature for those suffering heat stroke. Now, the extreme conditions intensify the threat for wildfires and power outages and puts an extra strain on first responders. Coming up, a city government in Tokyo creates a dating app to try to boost the country's birth rate. Topping today's Consumer Watch, Japan's birth rate hit a record low for the 8th straight year. Could a government-run dating app be the solution? CBS's Leah Mishkin finds out.
It's called Tokyo Futari Story, a dating app being developed by the Tokyo city government to encourage people to get married and have babies.
If they're doing it for that reason, I suppose it's kind of strange, but I guess it's still anyone's choice to still go on those dating apps.
Japan's birth rate continues to drop and just hit an all-time low according to new health ministry data. This week, the government took action by offering more support for parents when it comes to child care and parental leave. This app is another initiative to increase the birth rate. One 23-year-old in Japan said, "I'm a little hesitant to provide all my personal information to Tokyo government." In order to register Japanese media reports, users will have to prove their identity, show tax returns to confirm income, and sign a document saying they are ready to get married. Those details have yet to be confirmed by the Tokyo metropolitan government.
Background checks are always good because there's catfishing in the world.
The app could also weed out people just looking to have a good time. This man met his wife on a dating app. He also worked at one.
People somehow not telling full truth about themselves. It's a big challenge for companies to solve it.
You're working on a solution?
Yeah.
Are you working with the Japanese government?
No, not at all. No.
Okay. Researchers see the birth rate issue as much more complex than just meeting that special someone. Time will have to tell whether this dating app can actually deliver more babies. Leah Mishkin, CBS News, London.
Well, parents with babies already are being warned to immediately stop using baby loungers under the brand name DHZJM. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says these loungers pose multiple risks to infants and have been linked to at least one death. They were sold on Amazon between January of 2020 and November of last year. Well, after a 4-year hiatus, fans of the Hunger Games get ready to return to Panem. Scholastic announces a 5th novel in the Suzanne Collins series will hit store shelves in March of next year. The new story, titled Sunrise on the Reaping, takes place 25 years before the first Hunger Games novel and 40 years after the prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Copies can be pre-ordered right now. A movie based on the new book is also slated for release in November of 2026. And it's National Donut Day. Multiple major chains, including Dunkin', Duck Donuts, and Sheetz, are giving out freebies, and some require a drink purchase. Krispy Kreme is offering a $2 dozen with the purchase of the first dozen. They're also offering customers one free donut. Tim Hortons is kicking it up a notch, though. Customers can go online and enter to win a pair of custom Adidas sneakers styled to match 4 donut flavors. Interesting. Final check of the forecast is next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, Steve Hartman takes us on the road with a professional sports team that's breaking records, but not for the reason you think. And then on KOAM News at 6, we'll have more on the concerns over this year's wheat crop from area farmers. Plus, we'll have some tips to help protect your home while you're away on vacation. And the Joplin Outlaws are back at home tonight. Brock Baldridge will be live from Joe Becker Stadium as they take on the Piney Woods Timber Hogs. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Well, hundreds of kids in Neosho look to reel in a good time as they take part in this year's Kids Fishing Derby. Always the first Friday in June, this long-standing tradition at the Neosho Fish Hatchery is geared at getting children ages 7 to 12 interested in fishing.
Some of these kids actually teach them how to fish. You'd be surprised how many kids have never fished before. So a lot of kids catch their very first fish right here at our fish hatchery. And that's an awesome feeling. It never gets old, really.
The hatchery provided fishing gear for all of the kiddos, and there were 2 sessions this morning for them to choose from. Not bad weather this morning for them either.
No, it wasn't. It actually held out pretty well, but we do have storms coming in tonight, and those continue into the morning, and then another round of cold front moves through Saturday night, dropping the temps for a couple days, but we do clear up and warm back up later this week.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. And we'll see you then. Have a great evening and an even better weekend.